Welcome to the Madison Motor Podcast. Today's Monday, November 4th, 2024. I apologize in advance. I did not do a lot of things that needed to be done for today, but we'll get going still. NFL, college football, NBA, NHL, college basketball starts today. The preview and predictions episode is going to be out shortly. NASCAR, Formula One, news and notes, and best bet. We'll start the NFL. We'll go over yesterday's slate and look ahead to tonight's Monday Nighter. Bills over the Dolphins 30-27. Ravens over the Broncos 41-10. Chargers over the Browns 27-10. Panthers upset the Saints 23-22. Commanders over the Giants 27-22. Bengals over the Raiders 41-24. Falcons over the Cowboys 21-27. Titans over the Patriots 2017 in overtime. Cardinals over the Bears 29-9. Eagles over the Jaguars 28-23. Lions over the Packers 24-14. Rams over the Seahawks 26-20 in overtime. And the Vikings over the Colts 21-13. All right, Monday Night Football tonight, 8:15 on ABC and ESPN. Buccaneers Chiefs. So I project Chiefs 13.5, total 49 and 3/20. No Mike Evans or Chris Godwin tonight for the Bucs again. And it's not 9.5 and 45.5. I'm laying 9.5 for the Chiefs. I don't see how this isn't a double-digit win at home for Kansas City. This reminds me of their game against the Saints on Monday Night Football a few weeks ago. So I'm going to lay the 9.5 with Kansas City against the Bucs. All right, we'll go over college football from last night, and we don't have any games tonight, but I think tomorrow there are games. All right, Friday night, UConn over Georgia State 34-27, South Florida over FAU 44-21, number 15 Boise State over San Diego State 56-24, and then on Saturday, number 4 Iowa State over number 3 Penn State 2013, number 5 Miami over Duke 53-31, number 19 Ole Miss over Arkansas 63-31, number 21 Army over Air Force 20-3, Minnesota over number 24 Illinois 25-17, Oklahoma over Maine 59-14, Northwestern over Purdue 26-20 in overtime, NC State over Stanford 59-28, Syracuse over Virginia Tech 38-31 in overtime, Buffalo over Akron 41-30, Toledo over Eastern Michigan 29-28, UTSA over Memphis 44-36, Vandy over Auburn 17-7, App State over Old Dominion 28-20, UAB over Tulsa 59-21, number 1 Oregon over Michigan 38-17, number 2 Georgia over Florida 34-20, Texas Tech over number 11 Iowa State 23-22, number 13 Indiana over Michigan State 47-10, Houston over number 17 Kansas State 24-19, UCLA over Nebraska 27-20, North Carolina over Florida State 35-11, Arizona State over Oklahoma State 42-21, UCF over Arizona 56-12, Middle Tennessee over UTEP 20-13, Marshall over UL Monroe 28-23, Wyoming over New Mexico 49-45, Troy over Coastal Carolina 38-24, Rice over Navy 24-10, Mississippi State over Massachusetts 45-20, Hawaii over Fresno State 21-20, South Carolina upsets number 10 Texas A&M 44-20, Louisville upsets number 11 Clemson 33-21, Iowa over Wisconsin 42-10, Washington over USC 26-21, Georgia Southern over South Alabama 34-30, number 7 Tennessee over Kentucky 28-18, number 20 SMU over number 18 Pitt 48-25, Baylor over TCU 37-34, and Colorado State over Nevada 38-21. All right, now move on to the NBA. We'll go over the results from the weekend. Like I said, I do not have projections and totals for today in front of me, although it is a big slate. Friday, Celtics over the Hornets 126-109, Cavs over the Magic 120-109, Knicks over the Pistons 128-98, Kings over the Hawks 123-115, Nets over the Bulls 120-112, Lakers over the Raptors 131-125, Pelicans over the Pacers 125-118, T-Wolves over the Nuggets 119-116, Thunder over the Blazers 137-114. Saturday, Celtics over the Hornets 113-103. Grizzlies over the Sixers 124-107. Raptors over the Kings 131-128 in overtime. Warriors over the Rockets 127-121 in overtime. Cavs over the Bucks 114-113. Spurs over the T-Wolves 113-103. Mexico City Heat over the Wizards 118-98. Nuggets over the Jazz 129-103. Suns over the Blazers 103-97. Thunder over the Clippers 105-92. And then yesterday, Pistons over the Nets 106-92. Hawks over the Pelicans 126-111. And the Mavs over the Magic 108-85. The whole week plays tonight. Scattered times. This was the Frozen Frenzy in hockey a couple of Tuesdays ago. Like the NBA is doing their own version of that. All right, 7 o'clock at NBA TV, Bucks, Cavs. They actually played each other the other day. The Cavs are giving 7 totals, 230.5. Under. I'm just going to do with my gut, not by the book. By the numbers. 7:15, Warriors, Wizards. Golden State's giving 10 totals, 231.5. That's who I'm taking the Wiz getting 10. 7:30, Lakers, Pistons. Lakers giving 7.5 totals, 227.5. I'll lay the points with the Lakers. I don't feel good about it, though. 7:45, Celtics, Hawks. Celtics giving 10 totals, 234. Over. Don't feel good about it, though. 8 o'clock, Grizzlies, Nets. These two teams faced each other the other day. Memphis is giving 5 totals, 225. I'm taking Brooklyn getting 5 at home. 8:15, Kings, Heat. Sacramento's giving 1 totals, 225. Under. Don't feel good about it, though. 8:30, Jazz, Bulls. The Bulls are giving 7.5 totals, 228.5. I'll go with the under. Don't feel good about it, though. 8:45, Knicks, Rockets. Knicks are giving only 2 totals, 17.5. This is the first underdog I like. Give me the Rockets plus the 2 and plus 118 outright. Although I do like Brooklyn, too. 9 o'clock, Hornets, T-Wolves. T-Wolves are giving 10 totals, 226.5. Don't feel good about it, but I'm going to lay 10 with Minnesota. 9:15, Magic, Thunder. The Thunder are giving a whopping 12.5 totals, 215.5. All the Magic lines are inflated now because of no Paulo. I do like the over because that's a low number. 9:30, Blazers, Pelicans. Pelicans are giving only 2.5 totals to 20.5. Pelicans have a lot of injuries. That's why that number's really low. But I'm going to go with the under. 9:45, Pacers, Mavs. Mavs are giving 4.5 totals to 36.5. I'll lay it with the Mavs. I think that's short. 10 o'clock, Raptors, Nuggets. The Nuggets are giving 10 totals to 31.5. That's a hard one. Kind of like the over. 10:15, NBA TV, Sixers, Suns. The Suns are giving 7 totals to 24. Nobody's back for Philly yet. I'm laying the 7 with the Suns. Then 10:30, Spurs, Clippers. The Clippers are giving 4 totals to 14.5. That's low. But you know what? I think the Spurs can win. Give the Spurs plus the 4 and plus 154 to win straight up. All right, NHL. We'll go over the results from the weekend and look ahead to tonight's slate. Friday. Panthers over the Stars, 6-4. Isles over the Sabres, 4-3. Rangers over the Sens, 2-1. Jets over the Blue Jackets, 6-2. Wild over the Lightning, 5-3. Flames over the Devils, 3-0. Best bet lost. Saturday, Panthers over the Stars, 4-2. Bruins over the Flyers, 3-0. Kings over the Blackhawks, or vice versa. Blackhawks over the Kings, 4-3 in a shootout. Capitals over the Blue Jackets, 7-2. Sens over the Kraken, 3-0. Red Wings over the Sabres, 2-1. Pens over the Habs, 3-1. Blues over the Leafs, 4-2. Preds over the Avs, 5-2. Golden Knights over Utah, 4-3 in overtime. Canucks over the Sharks, 3-2. And then yesterday, Rangers over the Islanders, 5-2. Jets over the Lightning, 7-4. Bruins over the Kraken, 2-0. Canes over the Caps, 4-2. Wild over the Leafs, 2-1 in OT. Oilers over the Flames, 4-2. Ducks over the Blackhawks over the Ducks, 4-2. Only 2 games tonight, 8 o'clock, Kings Predators from Nashville. Preds are sitting there at 4-6-1, very disappointing. They're still favored, minus 140. The Kings are plus 116, over under 6.5. Overs plus 108, unders minus 132. Kings plus 1.5 is minus 215. Preds minus 1.5 plus 176. I'm going to lay the 1.5 with the Preds. I almost said 2.5. And 8:30 NHL Network, Devils Oilers. Devils minus 20, Oilers even money over under 6.5, overs minus 118, unders minus 120, or minus 104. Devils minus 1.5 plus 198, Oilers plus 1.5 is minus 250. I'm going to let the minus 118 to take the over in that game. All right, soccer. We'll go over everything from the weekend and look ahead to today as well. We'll start with the MLS playoffs Friday. Charlotte-Orlando 0-0 draw. Charlotte wins in penalties. Series is tied. Galaxy over Colorado 4-1. They win the series 3-0 or 2-0. Saturday, NYCFC over Cincinnati 3-1. That series is 1-1. Atlanta over Miami 2-1. Series is tied 1-1. Minnesota over Salt Lake in penalties, but there was a 1-1 draw, but Minnesota wins the series 2-0. Sunday, Red Bulls Columbus 2-2 draw. Red Bulls with the upset series win over Columbus. Good for them. Seattle Houston 1-1 draw. Seattle wins the series 2-0 penalties. Vancouver LAFC 3-0. That series is tied. No MLS till Friday. Premier League Saturday, Newcastle over Arsenal 1-0. Bournemouth over Man City 2-1. Ipswich Leicester 1-1 draw. Liverpool over Brighton 2-1. Nottingham Forest over West Ham 3-0. Southampton over Everton 1-0, and Wolves Crystal Palace 2-2 draw. Then yesterday, Tottenham over Aston Villa 4-1, and Man United Chelsea 1-1 draw. Then 3 o'clock today on the U.S. Network, Fulham and Brentford. Fulham's even money, Brentford's plus 216, so is the draw. We'll go Fulham at even money. I don't feel good about it, though. Women's League Friday. Gotham over Utah 4-1. Portland over Angel City 3-0. Saturday, Orlando over Seattle 3-2. Washington over North Carolina 1-0. Bay FC over Houston 3-2. Then last night, KC over Chicago 3-1. And San Diego over Louisville 3-1. Liga MX. Friday, Juarez over Querétaro 2-1. America over Mazatlan 5-0. Tigres over Tijuana 3-2 or 3-0. And then Saturday, Athletic St. Louis over Puebla 2-0. Toluca Leon 2-2 draw. Guadalajara over UNAM 1-1 draw. Monterrey over Atlas 4-0. Pachuca over Necaxa 6-2. Cruz Azul over Santos 2-0. Bundesliga. Friday, Leverkusen Stuttgart 0-0 draw. Saturday, Bayern over Union Berlin 3-0. Frankfurt over Bochum 7-2. Holstein Kiel over Heidenheim 1-0. St. Pauli over Hoffenheim 2-0. Wolfsburg, Augsburg 1-1 draw. Dortmund over RP Leipzig 2-1. And then yesterday, Freiburg Mainz 0-0 draw. Gladbach over Bremen 4-1. La Liga Friday, Alaves over Mallorca 1-0. Saturday, Osasuna over Valladolid 1-0. Girona over Leganes 4-3. Sunday, Atletico over Las Palmas 2-0. Barcelona over Espanyol 3-1. Real Sociedad over Sevilla 2-0. And Athletic Betis 1-1 draw. And then today, 3 o'clock, Celta Vigo and Getafe. Celta Vigo plus 105. Getafe plus 290. The draw is 2-1. Celta Vigo is just better than Getafe. I'm going to take them at plus 105. Serie A, Saturday, Bologna over Lecce 1-0. Juventus over Udinese 2-0. Milan over Monza 1-0. And then Atalanta over Napoli 3-0. Fiorentina over Torino 1-0. Verona over AS Roma 3-2. And Inter Milan over Venezia 1-0. That was yesterday. And then today, 3 games. 12:30, Empoli, Como. Empoli plus 175. Como plus 170. Draw plus 210. I like the draw plus 210. Parma, Genoa. Parma minus 3. Genoa is plus 340. Draws plus 260. Under 2.5 goals plus 102. And 245, Lazio, Cagliari. Lazio minus 210, Cagliari plus 550, draw plus 310. Same pick, under 2.5 goals, plus 106. French League 1. Friday, Angers over Monaco 1-0. Lille, Lyon 1-1 draw. Saturday, PSG over Lens 1-0. Nice over Brest 1-0. Saint Etienne over Strasbourg 2-0. And then yesterday, Toulouse over Reims 1-0. Auxerre over Rennes 4-0. Le Havre over Montpellier 1-0. And Marseille over Nantes 2-1. USL Friday. Vegas, Sacramento, 0-0 draw, but Vegas advances 3-2 on penalties. Saturday, Orange County over Memphis, 1-0 in additional extra time. Charleston over Pittsburgh, 1-0. Detroit, Tampa, 1-1 draw. Tampa advances 3-1 on penalties. Louisville, North Carolina, 3-2. Colorado over Oakland, 2-0. And yesterday, Rhode Island over Indy, 3-2. And New Mexico over Phoenix, 2-1. ELC, Friday, Luton, West Brom, 1-1 draw. Saturday, Sheffield United over Blackburn, 2-0. Swansea over Oxford United, 2-1. Stoke over Derby, 2-1. Cardiff over Norwich City, 2-1. Hope, Portsmouth, 1-1 draw. Leeds over Plymouth, 3-0. Convention over Borough, 3-0. Bristol City over Preston, 3-1. QPR Sunderland, 0-0 draw. And Watford over Sheffield Wednesday, 6-2. And then yesterday, Millwall over Burnley, 1-0. Dutch Eredivisie on Saturday, FC 20 over Willem, 1-0. Ajax over PSG, or PSV, 3-2. Heracles over NAC Breda, 2-0. Feyenoord over AZ Alkmaar, 3-2. Fortuna over Heerenveen, 3-0. And then yesterday, Go Ahead Eagles, PC Zwolle, 2-2 draw. NEC over FC Groningen, 6-0. FC Utrecht over Sparta, 4-1. RKC Waldwick over Almere City, 2-0. Premiership. Saturday, Hearts over St. Johnstone, 2-1. St. Mirren, Ross County, 0-0 draw. Yesterday, Dundee over Kilmarnock, 3-2. And Hibernian Dundee United, 1-1 draw. And then Pro League. Friday, Collegiate over Raid, 4-0. Damak over Reda. I'm sorry, that was a 2-2 draw. Nasser Halal, 1-1 draw. Saturday, Fateh Faya, 1-1 draw. Tulum Khulud, 1-1 draw. And Casilla over Edifak, 2-0. So there you have it for soccer. College basketball begins tonight. I'm going to go over slate and give out bets. I'm going to start doing projections, hopefully, on tomorrow's show, assuming that there's college basketball tomorrow. Even though it is a election day. Tomorrow's a big show, obviously. We have college basketball tomorrow, but not a lot. All right. At 11, IU Columbus, IU Indy. Noon, Oglethorpe, Middle Tennessee. North Texas, Dallas, Texas, Arlington. All right, here we go. Field of 8 showcase. At noon, Charleston and Southern Illinois. From the Stanford Pentagon. Charleston's a 2.5-point favorite. Total's 147.5. Charleston's the team to beat in their league. I'm going to lay the points. 12:30, LaGrange, Jack State. 3 o'clock on YouTube. St. Louis and Santa Clara. From Stanford, Santa Clara's a 1.5-point favorite. Total's 158.5. That's a good game. St. Louis and Santa Clara. I have St. Louis winning their league. Santa Clara, I think it's a really good WCC team. I'm actually going to take St. Louis plus the 1.5 and plus 104 to win outright. 4 o'clock, Penn State, York, and UMBC. Denver, Stanford at 4. Stanford's giving 18.5, totals 147.5. I laid the points with Stanford. 5 o'clock, Erskine, Wofford, Old Westbury, Hofstra, Framingham, and Stonehill. Marvist, Harvard. Harvard's giving 3.5, totals 131.5. I laid the points with Harvard. Valpo, Liberty. Liberty's giving 9.5, totals 138.5. I'll take Valpo getting the points at home. That's just a lot of points. 5:30, Sacred Heart, Temple. Temple's giving 13.5, totals 144.5. Over. 6 o'clock, A&M Corpus Christi against number 14, Purdue. That's the first ranked team to play. Purdue's giving 22.5, totals 145.5. I'll lead the points. Washington College, VMI, GACT, Drexel, Riviera, UMass Lowell, McNeese, South Dakota State. McNeese is giving 6.5, totals 145.5. That's a tough one. I'll lay the points with McNeese because McNeese is just really good. 6:30 Bucknell, Delaware. Delaware's giving 3.5. Totals 137.5. I'll lay the points with UDel. The Max Sunbelt Challenge, Miami of Ohio, App State. App State's giving 6.5. Totals 138.5. We'll go with the over. That's a low number. Piedmont, Winthrop, Fordham, St. John's on Fox Sports 1. This game is being played at the Lou. St. John's is giving 18.5. Totals 146.5. We'll go with the over. Houghton, Niagara, Missouri State Butler on Fox Sports 1. Butler's giving 16.5. Totals 140.5. So I guess it's regional coverage. That's weird. We'll go over. 7 o'clock on the ACC Network main at number 7 Duke. Duke's giving 3.5. Totals 135.5. I'll lay the points at Duke. Gardner-Webb at number 12 Tennessee. Tennessee's giving 26.5. Totals 141.5. Over. Number 13 Texas A&M against UCF. Is that a neutral or is that a UCF? I guess that's at UCF. A&M's giving 4.5. Totals 143.5. I'll lay the points at A&M, but I don't feel good about it at all. Arkansas Pine Bluff, number 20 Cincinnati. Cincinnati's giving 33.5. Totals 149.5. Over. ESPNU Wright State, number 23 Kentucky. Kentucky's very overrated this year. Kentucky's laying 19.5. Totals 160.5. I'm taking Wright State getting the points just to cover. JDPA, NCAA, Alice Lake, Eastern Kentucky, Morris, SC State, Bluffton, Purdue, Fort Wayne, Defiance, Oakland. We're going to skip the games involving non-Division ones, which is pretty much a lot of the 7 o'clockers. Gulf Coast, UNC Greensboro, it's the SoCon A-Sun Challenge. Greensboro's giving 6.5. Totals 135.5. I'll lay with Greensboro. Columbia, Loyola, Maryland. Columbia's giving 5.5. Totals 145.5. I'm going to take Loyola in the points. Penn, NJIT. Penn's giving 6.5. Totals 144.5. I'll lay with Penn. Monmouth, Michigan State. Michigan State's giving 19.5. Totals 140.5. I'll take the over. Western Michigan, Coastal Carolina. Coastal's giving 4.5. Total 145.5. Go with the over. Toledo, Troy. Troy's giving 6.5. Totals 153.5. I'll take Toledo getting the points. That's a lot of points. Ohio, James Madison. James Madison's giving 3.5. Totals 144.5. I'll lay with the Dukes. These are all MAC Sunbelts. Northern Illinois, Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern's giving 8.5. Totals 148.5. Go with the over. Buffalo, Old Dominion. Old Dominion's giving 10.5. Totals 146.5. We'll go with the over there as well. Ball State, Georgia State. Georgia State's giving 3.5. Totals 146.5. I'll lay with Georgia State. Brown, Siena. Brown's giving 3.5. Totals 137.5. I'll lay it with Brown. Northridge, Bonaventure. Bonaventure's giving 7.5 totals 144.5. We'll go with the over. SC Upstate, NC State. State's giving 24.5 totals 145.5. I'll lay it. New Hampshire, UMass. UMass is giving 16.5 totals 147.5. I like the over. State Fair PA, Dayton. Dayton's giving 25.5 totals 136.5. I'll lay the points with Dayton. NC Central, George Mason. George Mason's giving 13.5 totals 135.5. I like the over. Radford, Pitt. Pitt's giving 19.5 totals 140.5. I like the over. Fairleigh Dickinson, Miami. Miami's giving 23.5 totals 154.5. I'll lay the points. Northern Kentucky, Florida State. That's a low number, guys. Florida State's only giving 8.5 totals 146.5. I'm laying it with Leonard Hamilton's team. I don't feel good about it. Fox Sports 1, Central Connecticut, Providence. Providence is giving 16.5 totals 136.5. I'll take the over. North Florida, South Carolina. South Carolina's giving 16.5 totals 141.5. I'll lay the points. Manhattan, Maryland. Can't find that one. Maryland's giving 26.5 totals 134.5. I'll take the over. Robert Morris, West Virginia. WVU is giving 18.5 totals 143.5. I'll take the over. Lemoyne, Syracuse. Syracuse is giving 22.5 totals 151.5. I'll lay the points. Iona, Princeton. Princeton giving 11.5 totals 144.5. I'll lay it with Princeton. Moore State, Louisville. Louisville's giving 20.5 totals 147.5. I'll take more in the points. I'm pretty sure Louisville's being relevant. Charleston Southern, Clemson. Clemson's giving 21.5 totals 142.5. I'll take the over. Bellarmine, VCU. VCU is favored by 20.5 totals 136.5. I'll lay it. Navy, St. Joe's. St. Joe's is giving 16.5 totals 140.5. I'll take the over. American, LaSalle. LaSalle is giving 5.5 totals 136.5. I'm actually willing to take American getting the points. All right, 7:30. Indiana State, Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic's giving 6.5 totals 152.5. That's high. Give me Indiana State plus the points. Vermont, UAB. UAB's giving 6.5 totals 143.5. Well, that's a hard one too. I like Vermont getting the points. Northeastern, BU. BU's giving 2.5 totals 137.5. I'll lay it with BU. Texas Southern, Xavier. Xavier's giving 22.5 totals 149.5. I'll lay it with Xavier. St. Peter's, Seton Hall. Hall's giving 13.5 totals 127.5. I like the over. Binghamton, Penn State. Penn State's giving 19.5 totals 145.5. I'll lay it with Penn State. West Georgia, Mississippi State. Miss State's giving 35.5 totals 142.5. I'll lay it. Tennessee Tech, Georgia. Georgia's giving 24.5. Totals 140.5. I like the over. 8 o'clock Howard at number 1 Kansas. Kansas is giving 25.5. Totals 152.5. I'll lay it. Jackson State number 4 Houston. Houston's giving 35.5. Totals 137.5. I like the over. Miss Valley State at number 5 Iowa State. I don't see that line posted. That's how bad. Oh, there it is. Iowa State's giving 45.5. Totals 131.5. I like the over. I'll say that's how bad Miss Valley State is. That's probably the worst team in the country. Maryland Eastern Vandy. Can't find that one either. 27.5, 142.5. Over. Tennessee Martin, Illinois State. Illinois State's giving 12.5. Totals 141.5. I'm gonna lay it with Illinois State. Southeast Missouri Bradley. Bradley's giving 19.5. Totals 141.5. I'm actually going to take the points of Missouri State. Southeast Missouri State. CBS Sports Network, Wichita State, Western Kentucky. Western's giving 1.5. Totals 152.5. Ooh, that's a good one. That's actually a really good game. And out of those leagues, I'm going to go with the under. Next up, Albany Army. Army's giving 1.5. Totals 142.5. I like the over. Quinnipiac Yale. Yale's giving 8.5. Totals 143.5. I'll take Quinnipiac getting the points. Max Sunbelt, Kent State, Louisiana. Kent State's only giving 1.5. Totals 142.5. That's a good one. I like the over. Eastern Michigan, Texas State. Texas State's giving 8.5. Totals 134.5. I like the over. Central Michigan, South Alabama. South Alabama's giving 5.5. Totals 138.5. I'm going to lay the points. Bowling Green, Southern Miss. Southern Miss is giving 4.5. Totals 145.5. I'm going to take Bowling Green getting the points. Maybe they win outright. Akron and Arkansas State. Arkansas State's giving 5.5. Totals 147.5. I'll lay the points. Presbyterian Charlotte. Charlotte's giving 13.5. Totals 135.5. I like the over. Fairfield, Rhode Island. Rhode Island's giving 10.5. Totals 148.5. I'll lay with Rhode Island. Mercyhurst, George Washington. George Washington's giving 16.5. Totals 147.5. I'm actually going to lay the points there too. Lafayette, Villanova. Villanova's giving 19.5. Totals 129.5. I like the over. That's very low. That's on Fox Sports 1. So is Southern Indiana, DePaul. DePaul. Oh boy. DePaul's giving 14.5. Totals 146.5. I'll take Southern Indiana in the points. Holy Cross, Wisconsin. Wisconsin's going to be 25.5. Totals 139.5. I like the over. Lehigh Northwestern on Peacock. Northwestern's giving 15.5. Totals 138.5. I like the over there as well. A&M Commerce, Iowa. Iowa's giving 30.5. Totals 154.5. I'll lay the points at Iowa. Don't feel good about it. Mizzou, Memphis. Memphis giving 4.5 totals 153.5. I like Memphis minus the points. Lipscomb, Duquesne. Duquesne's giving 5.5 totals 146.5. I'm going to take Lipscomb plus the points. Texas Rio Grande, Nebraska. Nebraska's giving 23.5 totals 149.5. I'll go with the over. Cleveland State, Michigan. Here I'm going to lay 20.5 with Michigan. Eastern Illinois. I'm doing this because of time. Over 144.5. Florida A&M, TCU. Over 141.5. Delaware State, Virginia Tech. Over 142.5. Citadel, BC. BC's minus 16.5. Totals 136.5. Over. Coppin State, Wake. Over 141.5. Stony Brook, Marquette. This is where I have to go to back to FanDuel for line because some of those lines I'm doing are ESPN Bet. Marquette's giving 24.5 totals 145.5. I like the points with Marquette. South Florida, Florida. Florida's giving 10.5 totals 152.5. I'm laying it with Florida. I'm sorry. I just think the Gators are better. LIU, number 24, Ole Miss. I'm going to lay 27.5 with Ole Miss. Chicago State, Loyola, Chicago. I'm going to lay 19.5 with Loyola, Chicago. Tarleton State, SMU. I'm going to take over 143.5 in that one. 9 o'clock on ESPNU. UNC Asheville, Alabama. I'm going to lay 26.5 with Alabama. Elon, number 9, North Carolina. I'll lay the 27.5 with Carolina. Lindenwood, Oklahoma. I'm going to take the over. Fullerton, Grand Canyon. By the way, that number's 37.5. Fullerton, Grand Canyon. I'm going to lay 18.5 with Grand Canyon. Nichols, New Mexico. I'm going to actually take Nichols plus 16.5. Alcorn State, Utah. I'm going to go over 146.5. Green Bay, Oklahoma State. I'm going to go under 152.5. I think that's a high total. Eastern Washington, Colorado. I'm going to take Eastern Washington plus 17.5. North Dakota, Colorado State. I'm going to go over 143.5. North Alabama, Air Force. I'm going to take North Alabama plus the 4.5. Canisius, number 10, Arizona. I'm going to lay 33.5 with Arizona. Number 19, Texas and Ohio State from Vegas. I'm going to lay the 1.5 with the Longhorns. Utah Tech, Oregon State. I don't know. I can't find that one. I'll lay whatever the numbers with Oregon State. Towson St. Mary's. I'm going to go over 125.5. Western Illinois, San Jose State. I'm going to take San Jose State. Western Illinois plus the 10.5. Sam Houston, Nevada. I'm going to go over 143.5. Chattanooga, USC. I'm going to lay 14.5 with the Trojans. Incarnate Word, Cal Baptist. I'm going to go over 140.5. 10:30 Fox Sports 1. Rider at number 22, UCLA. I'm going to lay 21.5 with the Bruins. UC Riverside, Oregon. I'm going to lay 17.5 with the Ducks. 11 o'clock, Portland State, Wazoo. I'm going to lay 14.5 with Wazoo. Number 8, Baylor. Number 6, Gonzaga. Game of the night from Spokane Arena. Gonzaga is giving 6.5 totals 156.5. I'm going to take Baylor plus the points. This is a title game rematch. Also, 11:30 Alabama State, UNLV. I'm going to lay points with UNLV, 12.5. In Bakersfield, Cal. I'm going to lay 12.5 with Cal. Wow. All right, NASCAR. I'm sorry, that took a long time. We're going to rapid fire NASCAR results and Formula One as well. Truck Series from Martinsville. Your winner, Christian X, 2nd. Ben Rhodes, 3rd. Chase Birdie, 4th. Taylor Gray, 5th. Nick Sanchez, 6th. Lane Riggs, 7th. Corey Heim, 8th. Tanner Ankrum, 9th. Grant Effinger, 10th. Stuart Friesen, the rest. Timon Jeski, Connor Zilsich, Matt Crafton, William Sowlick, Dawson Sutton, Bailey Curry, Dean Thompson, Corey Day, Matt Mills, Jake Garcia, Timmy Hill, Spencer Boyd, Lawless Allen, Clayton Green, Justin Carroll, Matt Gould, Johnny Sauter, Tanner Gray, Brett Moffitt, Roger Caruth, Daniel Dye, Caden Honeycutt, Dylan Lupton, Landon Lewis, and Norm Benning. Xfinity from Martinsville. Your winner, Eric Almirola, 2nd. Sammy Smith, 3rd. Chandler Smith, 4th. Cole Custer, 5th. Justin Algier, 6th. Sheldon Creed, 7th. Anthony Alfredo, 8th. Parker Kligerman, 9th. Jeb Burton, 10th. Myatt Snyder, the rest. Riley Herbst, Jesse Love, Brendan Poole, Austin Hill, Ryan Sieg, Matthew Vendetto, Josh Williams, Ryan Ellis, Blaine Perkins, Dylan Lupton, Kyle Seed, Mason Maggio, Parker Emmerling, Preston Pardis, Dawson Cram, Greg Van Alst, Jeremy Clements, Shane Vane, Gigsbergen, Brandon Jones, Sam Meyer, Bubba Pollard, Garrett Smithley, William Sowlick, Logan Bearden, Leyland Honeyman, Parker Retzlaff, Carson Ware, and AJ Allmendinger. That was my pick to win. Oops. And Cup Series, your winner, Ryan Blaney, 2nd. Chase Elliott, 3rd. Kyle Larson, 4th. Austin Cindric, 5th. Teddy Hamlin, 6th. William Byron, 7th. Austin Dillon, 8th. Ross Chastain, 9th. Brad Kozlowski, 10th. Joey Logano, 11th. Noah Gragson, 12th. Shane Van Gisbergen, 13th. Alex Bowman, 14th. Ryan Priest, 15th. Chase Briscoe, the rest. Josh Berry, Daniel Hemrick, Bubba Wallace, Eric Jones, Ricky Stones Jr., Zane Smith, Chris Bell, Daniel Suarez, Truex, Host Var, Gilliland, Growler, Bush, Haley, Nemechek, Gibbs, McDowell, Reddick, LaJoy, Burton, Beliki. I'm sorry, guys, I don't have time to do Formula One. We're going to do quick news and notes. We have breaking news in the NFL. The Saints have fired Dennis Allen because of the 7-game losing streak. This was a move that should have been made in the offseason. I'm sorry. This is very similar to the Jets with Robert Saleh. This should have happened last offseason. I'm sorry. I understand you started 2-0, like, hey, maybe we have something. But no. What they should do is make their offensive coordinator an interim coach and see where it goes. Actually, no. Darren Rizzi is the interim head coach. He's a special teams coach. So, that's crazy. But yeah, this is something that the Saints should have done in the offseason. There's a lot of other stuff in news and notes. That needs to be talked about. Devin Williams may be traded to the Brewers closer. That'd be interesting. Michael Wacha re-signed by the Royals with 3 years, $51 million. Garrett Cole opted out of his contract, but the Yanks have until 5 o'clock today to guarantee $36 million for a 5th year or allow Cole to become a free agent. But if Cole becomes a free agent, I think that they will re-sign him to a different deal. MLB prospects fake age as the Padres withdrew $4 million offer to top prospect after investigation finds he is 5 years older than documents stated. We talked a little bit about that on the Friday show. Paul George might be back tonight against the Suns. Isaiah Jackson of the Pacers out for the season. The The Raiders fired their offensive coordinator. Luke Getsy. Talk is that Scott Turner may be promoted to OC. James Craig and Rich Scangarella also fired. Jerry Jones revealed that he has some things in the mix for the Cowboys at the deadline. We'll see what they do and what things they really have in the mix. Teams are interested in Marshawn Lattimore. That would be a big name traded. Teams have called the Colts about Anthony Richardson. That's unlikely. Tyreek Stevenson left Bears practice after he pulled himself out of workouts after demotion. He might get traded. The Steelers were in the process of acquiring Christian Kirk before he suffered a knee injury. And they're still looking for a receiver. A.J. Brown avoids a serious injury, so that's good. Chris Olave was carted off the field with a concussion, and he was out of the hospital, which is good. Drake London has a hip injury. He left the game. Dak Prescott left the game against the Falcons yesterday due to a hamstring and hand injury. Azeez Ojulari and Arden Key are guys that the Cardinals are eyeing in a trade. Greg Joseph on the IR. Now the Giants have another kicker, Jude McAdamy. Wide receiver trade deadline names to look out for: Adam Thielen, Darius Slayton, KJ Osborne, and Mike Williams. So, there you have it for news and notes. And last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. I'm just going to lay the 9.5 with the Chiefs to just make it an easy one. I just think that they're better than the Bucs. The Bucs have a ton of injuries. So, I'm going to lay 9.5 with the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm going to lay a 20th of a unit on it against the Bucs. So there you have it. And we'll be back tomorrow recapping everything, and we will do a mock electoral map and make my predictions for the election as well. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.